So this is Parenting with
Phil Edwards.
and Rebecca Finlayson. Thanks for being with us.
All right.
So how was your Father's Day?
My Father's Day was amazing. Shamar and Isaiah always do amazing things, catch me off guard. So
Oh,
awesome. I got the chance to check in with my dad as well.
and you're in a good mood, I see.
I am gonna
you've been
wear-
wearing this for a while.
Listen, until there's another champion, I am Toronto Raptors can wear their glow until this time next year.
This uniting that athletics does. And I know we're a bit off topic with parenting.
No,
But
it's on topic.
It's very. I mean, Nelson Mandela used it in rugby to unite the country. I know Jamaica, when we reached World Cup, oh my gosh. However, what is it like as a parent to actually parent an athlete, a young athlete? It's not easy.
So if I were to speak of my experiences, sports was an opportunity to just engage us and keep us from trouble.
Right.
And that has shifted. It's great for little children to be involved in sports because it gets their energy out and parents get to see their child run, jump, and play. But parents now are, well, it always has been this way to some degree.
Yeah.
Sports is now seen as a future and a business. So to go back to our original question, parenting an athlete, for me, I always wanted my children to become as athletic as they wanted to be. So if you wanted to play sports and stop at high school, I had to learn that lesson hard because I saw such talent in my first son, Shamari, that quite a few colleges I was, contacting and pushing, but he's taking sport to the business side. And so he's no longer playing for his own competitive self. He's training and grooming athletes, and he's using education, he's using the life skills, and he sees another side of the athletes that even their parents don't see.
So going back to that question, how much is it the parent encouraging them because they want the child to achieve what they could not?
Oh, 100%. I will tell you right now that I felt in myself that I should have gone pro in basketball, and I didn't aspire to those dreams. And so when my son was born, yes, and he's gonna be, and we had all these visions, and I had a whole, Shamari, you know this. We talked about this. And along with Isaiah, and then I got a second son.
You see,
yes.
watching this going
and
like
so,
this.
that hope and dream, because there's a term called hoop dreams.
Yes.
And so a lot of us parents are guilty. And Rebecca, you have a term. I want you to share that term with everybody that you talk about instead of.
Raise a child you have, not the one you want.
Yes.
I stole that from a book. Yeah, it's a very, very good book because you said it. I had the same thing. My eldest son, so this is it. He literally excelled at tennis, where he won his first tournament he ever entered. And after basketball, he joined a team 3 weeks before they went to a tournament, and he was a three-point shooter in 3 weeks and never touched a basketball before. He played football, or soccer as other people know it. Football, and excellent. He was actually a utility player, which means you play goalie straight to striker. You could go on any position on the field and you know what to do. So I was envisioning the Olympics for my son. I was like, yes, I just saw myself wearing the Jamaican colors and going to the Olympics. Yeah, not happening. He just wasn't that competitive type.
And it was when Shamari sat me down one day and he said to me, Dad, you needed basketball. I don't need basketball. And I had to sit with a group of friends and almost console me. And they said, actually, Phil, that means you've done a great job in parenting. Because as a child in my neighborhood growing up, yes, basketball saved me from becoming that lifestyle or that lifestyle because I was so engaged with my coaches and my mentors and my parents, of course. But so Shamari has chased other aspects of life. And it taught me that, wow, I didn't raise an athlete, I raised an individual.
Yeah, interesting. In Jamaica, we have abundance of potential athletes. Luckily in Jamaica, you can grow your diet as an athlete because it really is vegetables, sweet potato, yam, the complex starches that you need to feed them, not the store-bought food.
True.
Ironically. So what you catch and what you pick is the best food you can give your young athlete. So you have to also be careful at their age on how hard you train and having them their downtime. We, as their parents, are their advocates because I want to talk about the parent-coach relationship now.
Ooh. Parent-coach relationship, it's a challenge. I coach many athletes. Some of them have even gone
So he's
on to
putting
play
on his
pro.
coach hat
Yeah,
now.
the coach fit is coming out. And one of the challenges that I've had is, parents, if you've given me your athlete for me to coach, respect that role. You may not respect the minutes that your child is getting. Every parent thinks their child is supposed to get more time, more playing
But
time.
I just explained it might hurt them.
Yes. And so what happens is it's going to be a process. Outside of the sport, there are life skills such as, okay, today I might not be the star. So I now have to make a checklist, and I tell parents and athletes to do this. What am I going to require of myself to get more minutes or to get more opportunity? And these are things that as an athlete, maybe I need to wake up earlier and train more. Maybe I need to get more sleep and put on the video games. Maybe I need to have more practice time or more communication with my coach so that my coach will trust me as an athlete. These are skills that transfer into life skills. They transfer to the classroom. They transfer into the community. They transfer into the work world. And that's what sports does.
So it's not because you have a favorite.
You know what? Everybody will ask that. Everybody will question and challenge that. But if you do have a favorite, there are some sports worlds that will have a favorite.
But why is it that child is your favorite?
Let's use the Raptors. Kawhi Leonard has the most experience on our team. He has won the most All-Star games. He has MVP. He's been, his record, his percentage for his win-loss over his career is phenomenal. He's at about almost 75%.
So he's
of
a sure
win-loss.
thing.
However, other teams will want to find ways to stop that sure thing. So if I even had a favorite, I have to develop my team and my tools to be ready. And athletes need to know that I might not be the main tool of this team, but I'm a readily serviceable tool. So don't sleep on me. And listen, like our great Kevin Durant who got injured, other people had to be ready to step up. That is life. It happens in sport. It happens in the world. Always be ready.
Give us parents who have to deal with other coaches, whether it's track and field, whether it's football, whether it's hockey, whether anything. What do you want to see with us? Like, talk this truth that you can't talk to
Parents,
normal.
I want you to focus on your child and doing their personal best. I'm looking at you. Teach your child to do their personal best, because their personal best, regardless of how much playing time they get, how hard are they practicing, you can measure things other than just game time and statistics. So other personal goals would be, while I'm training by myself, am I shooting the best that I can shoot? Am I running the fastest that I can run? The game is only a small portion of success.
And now, so let me add on to that. Train your child to do that. Train your child not to compare them to the person that they're competing against.
Absolutely.
So I heard this from Shelly Ann Fraser Price, and I had the honor to meet her, and she said, run your own lane.
Makes sense.
So you time yourself against yourself. So you push yourself to your limits, and it's the same thing. You may have limited time on the court. It's what you do in that time that counts.
And parents, the same thing goes to having multiple children. Each child, you cannot say that this child must be the same, and look how your older brother or sister had these grades, and our parents perhaps, or maybe even our parents' passed these ways on, and we're here to share these tips that each child is their own person. Just like Rebecca just said, run in your own lane.
Yeah, and that was great advice. Thank you so much. I mean, congratulations again to the Raptors and the Reggae Girls. Amazing. And that's another thing I want to touch on before we leave. What about your children playing the non-traditional gender sports?
I like that topic. I'm glad that we don't even have that frame anymore.
Oh,
so there are female boxers. There are females that are doing any sport that a male can do. There's commercials that are out there talking about the significance and the role that women are playing, female in coaching.
So I go back to that. I actually come from a tennis family.
Okay.
And I mean, top tennis players back in Jamaica, internationally. And my dad always wanted me to play tennis. Now I played with my brother and I played with them and everything, and I actually had the height to play tennis.
Okay.
I couldn't compete. There was not one girl in the tournament sector in Jamaica when I was starting to play tennis. Not one. Now there are lots.
Good.
But so I had to choose dance and theater instead but it sabotaged a possible career for me in tennis because I had no other women to compete against, because girls my age never played tennis.
So Rebecca, let's put it out there. We want to see a female Raptors team. Because we can't have a bunch of male Raptors running around. We want some female Raptors too.
Definitely.
So that we can populate this sport of basketball throughout Canada.
Yep.
And I think that's a great way to go.
We need a WNBA.
WNBA team here in Toronto.
We are the North WNBA.
Good.
So this is Parenting with
Phil Edwards.
And Rebecca Finlayson. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next week.